All right. Want to open up your webcam for a while, guys, and then we can close them back later on. Clarissa, if I actually going to comment your works over here, don't be nervous, right? Okay? Because during these kind of sessions, I want to see how you actually develop that kind of strokes there, okay? Based on the reference that you have here.
Okay.
Okay, hold on at this. I have those kind of things that I can comment, okay? But I want to let you draw first. Shubin, where are you going there, Shubin? Open up your webcam there, guys. If you guys want to open up for a while there, right? Okay. You guys can open up there, right? Shubin, you want to share screen after this, sir?
Maybe.
Right, open up your webcam for a while there, guys. Okay. A few seconds, then maybe okay, one or 2 minutes there. I want to see you guys' face there, right? Okay. You can see here right now, Yung Sim over here, Onisha here, Wei Chin there, right? Okay. Onisha, you have problem with your tablets? No? Okay. If those tablet, okay, is it working?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, good. All right, Hong Yun over here, there, right? Okay. Thank you, there, right? Okay. Zining there, right? Okay. I have one of the students that I remember, okay, name the same there, okay, Zining there, okay. We have the dry media subjects. All right, I want to ask you one thing there, okay, Clarissa, okay. The brushes that you use is basically a pencil brush. Pencil brush, is it?
Wait, I'll show you which one is it.
Okay, one other thing there, okay, don't laugh there, okay. Just like when you learn something, okay, when you laugh, you don't focus there. Just relax there, okay?
Okay.
Because I used to basically learn badminton with my dad, okay, when I was young there, okay. You know, the kids, okay, when they learn something, then we laugh there, right, okay, during the process of learning those kind of how to smash, how to serve there, right, okay. I laugh a lot, I don't focus. So the best thing, don't laugh. Put your shy, put your weakness, your anxiety, whatever they have aside. Just focus on your kind of drawings here. Then you focus more on your kind of what we call those reference at the same time. Right? Pencil brushes there. What version that you use right now?
Sketchy pencil brush something. I downloaded it from
Sketchy
the
pencil,
internet. Because I didn't have the Cairo brush.
Okay.
So I just download one and I feel comfortable with this, so I'll use it. Yeah.
Okay, good. Why don't basically you open up those reference there while you draw?
Oh, I want to improvise on the eyelashes.
Okay.
Because if I
why you have to waste
open up
time
the
a lot on
reference,
those eyelashes?
It's fun. I like to do the details.
Okay. Oh, you like to do those details there. How long we're going to wait, Eraki, to add all those kind of details then? How long is it that we're going to wait, Eraki?
I don't know.
All right. So, we want to see those overall kind of movements from your drawings over here. Right.
The shading or the
Change
outline?
the brushes back again. Soft brushes. The outline there, the strokes there, okay, not the outline there, the strokes. Outline, we're going to trace there. I want to see your drawings there. Okay, if you increase a little bit on the size of those brushes there, the size there, right? From 4 into maybe 8 or 9, how actually going to be filled on those drawings?
What?
Maybe more better there, right?
Yeah.
It will be more better on the strokes there, right?
The size because I was doing the lashes.
Okay, try to get a very solid, steady kind of strokes for every single element on those faces here. I want to see that.
Okay.
All right, why don't you not change the opacities there, okay? The opacity that you use right now
Oh,
is 66% there, right? Increase to 100 there, okay? See how actually you can control from there.
oh okay.
All right. This is, guys, okay, if you guys, right, basically, if you actually share your screen, basically, you guys can see some of the way basically your friend working, right? Okay? When you draw basically those eyebrow, can you draw the strokes back and forth there, right? Okay? Instead of one direction only to work on that, to get more natural kind of look and feel when you form basically those kind of. It's okay, though, okay? You just actually
Let me.
maintain them. Don't erase them. Don't
Oh,
erase them,
don't
okay? Just continue, okay? But draw back and forth on the strokes, okay? But control the strokes at the same time.
like this.
But using basically the flows, basically on your reference. Focus on those references. But we don't trace them, but we're using as a guide for us to develop kind of our standing from there.
Oh. Is that okay?
Yeah. How is it there?
I'll move on to the nose.
Well, you have to move on, okay? You haven't completed those eyebrows yet.
Oh,
Even though the eyes also need a little kind of adjustment from there, right?
okay.
Are you sure you have completed, right? try to capture all those kind of informations, draw carefully, okay, each single part, okay, make it more natural on the stroke itself, and then you can continue to draw another part there, okay. So those are the things that I always do there, right? Try to make sure the whole thing looks fine, and then I go through into other places, even though we can actually improvise later on there. Okay, I think the things that I saw from your drawings right now there, right?
Yeah.
You seems have that kind of skills there, but you're not sure basically can you actually can expand and exaggerate a bit on those kind of methods or not, okay, to make a bit kind of very spontaneous kind of look and feel rather than you just control the whole thing, okay, during the process of workings. Those are the things really matter right now, Clarissa, okay, and the rest of you guys there, okay. What I did basically there, okay, when I actually get the right kind of strokes, the right kind of confidence, I did not actually control too much, okay, to make sure that I can get as perfect that I want for my drawings there. But as I told you guys before, okay, I will let that kind of what we call that so-called perfections came naturally there, okay, during the process of working there. But I didn't put a lot of stress on that. That's why if you see, okay, I kind of like let it go, let it flow basically based on the reference and try to improve more basically on my line works, okay, according to the reference there, but not basically try to get as perfect or put a stress on the perfections in every single of my line. Okay? I'm just focused on my structures, on my kind of what we call that reference, and try to let it flow there, okay, on the strokes there, okay, where they're going to where they're going to be moved spontaneously, but naturally we can basically control, but not too much there. We have to let loose a little bit on the line work at the same time there, right? You can feel while you actually develop those kind of drawings, you can feel that. Okay. Right now you try to shades, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you try to shade there, okay, you can increase a bit on the size there. Instead, you draw the whole kind of textures and patterns there, okay? Because they are going to become, I know it's going to be details, but you're going to define too much details, even though it can be a part of your styles in the futures there. But at the moment, we don't have that kind of time that Clarissa to apply all this kind of detail yet. Try to speed up a little bit. At the same time, try to gather all this kind of information of the shadows by increasing the size. At the same time, you can basically try to what we call that blend a little bit kind of shadows and the shades together while you actually try to get those kind of form there, right? Okay.
Okay.
What brushes do you use right now? The same brushes,
Yeah. Should I change to soft brush?
Yeah, you can there, right? Yes. Try to what we call that. Try to mix them up there, okay? But when you use flows for the soft brushes, try to reduce the flows a little bit, then you can control more better. Right?
Oh.
Okay, can you close basically those reference there first to see the results there, right?
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Can you see there, right? Okay, the whole thing become a bit kind of like messy there, right? Okay, on the shadings there.
Yeah.
Why? Because you focus on those kind of detail and you forgot about develop the overall kind of shapes that apply the forms there, okay, to visualize the form there. That's basically what I think,
Oh.
okay. And of course, okay, and you slowing the process of developing and study the whole structures. You made
So
this the process a bit kind of slow there, right? Okay. You saw basically
yeah.
my videos, my demonstrations, okay, how it works there, right? Okay. I didn't actually write, even though I can focus some of the areas there, okay, but I didn't take too much time from there. Okay, I didn't take too much time, okay, to develop that kind of structure first. Okay, the overall kind of look and feel, and then I can start to shades the shadows to form the whole structures back again. Okay, those are the things that I've done. Okay, this kind of exercise that you did right now is good if you want to study a single parts of those reference there of those from those reference, but not to cater to develop the whole kind of subject matters that you want to draw, especially for this project there, right? So take a look at back again, okay? Your techniques and mine, how actually you can actually develop a speed from there. I actually teach you guys how to speed them, okay, on your process. Those are the things that you have to what we call that, recall them back again. Try to look back again, okay?
So should I redo or
No need to
or
redo
just
that. Just improve back again.
oh
Just continue to improve there, right? Okay. Draw the nose, draw the lips there, right? Okay. Draw the hairline, draw the whole structures there first, and then you add some shadings there. Okay.
okay.
Hmm.
Thank you, sir.
If you focus one areas only to add some shadings or whatever there, okay, you're going to waste a lot of time from there. That's why you spend times to draw one single illustration, maybe there, okay, for one day, maybe you're okay, or 2 days there. In the beginning process, yes, okay. But as you actually have developed your kind of understanding, comfortable on your works, don't carry it away with certain kind of elements of you. Right?
Okay.
Zoom in a little bit. Zoom in a little bit when you draw them. Those nose. Zoom in there.
Okay.
Right, and draw them back. Right, okay. Try to draw, press and release on the strokes itself. Try not to draw too soft kind of line there, okay? Try to get more confidence when you grip basically and stabilize your strokes. And at the same time, control the pressures.
Okay.
Hmm. Right now, basically, you're tracing them, okay, not drawing them. Okay, especially on the
Oh.
lips itself, there, right? Right? Hmm. Everything that you want to draw is in front of you there, guys. Okay, right now. Okay, Barista, So look carefully to those references.
Okay.
See, right, okay, how actually it's going to be works there. Are these basically the normal routine of your kind of process of working, or are you nervous while you demonstrate it?
I'm nervous. Usually I'll draw the structure first.
Do whatever. This one, okay. This one basically it can be applied, okay, if you don't have those reference there, okay, or you want to draw in a side there, okay, without those kind of methods, okay, it can be there. But right now, if you have that kind of skills to draw, you just can draw on top of it, okay? Straight ahead, okay, straightforward then draw that. Okay, anyone else want to contribute basically your screen? All right, we see basically how basically, right, how quick basically, right, Teresa has developed basically those kind of drawings there right now, right? Okay? So Teresa, my kind of suggestions, take a look back again, my demonstrations, or if you can actually take a look some of the ways some of the people have done those kind of works there, okay? Try to gather more information on how people do those kind of things there to draw them, and then try to apply that back again to your works there. Try not to focus
on the detail.
One single part on the details yet, okay? But don't draw the outline there at the same time there, okay, to work on that, okay?
Okay.
When you draw the sketch line, okay, I will show you guys back again later on.
Okay.
Take a look back again, okay, how it is going to be worked there, right? All right, thank you very much, Clarissa. All right, thank you for sharing, see.
Okay.
Anyone want to share screen?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome there. Anyone? I saw basically Wei Chin is quite concentrate on the drawings over here, Wei Chin. You want to share screen now, Wei Chin?
Okay.
Yeah, right. Well, I saw you actually, right, quite concentrate. Okay, good, right. Okay, looks okay, okay, but the eyes, look carefully, basically the eyes, okay, I think it's too further, okay, the shapes of it, of those eyes over there. And the pupil and the iris, try to improve a bit more. Try to look carefully, okay. The alignment and the proportions look off a little bit, okay, from those grid there, all right, the eyes there. Redraw back again. The strokes of those eyebrows look nice there, okay, when you draw those kind of confidence line from there. But the line works that you produce to draw those shapes of the eyes from side profiles look like tracing rather than your drawings there. Okay? I can see from there, okay? Try to redraw back again those eyes. Look carefully on the shape itself. Try to fall in love with those reference there. I give you basically a very nice lady kind of reference there, right? Okay? Try to fall in love, even though maybe it's not your taste there, okay? But try to fall in love with your reference there. Always have that in mind there, right? Okay? Don't draw too fast there on those lines there, right? Okay, when you draw too fast on those lines, you will see the shapes of it there, okay? You can make those kind of difference there. You can make some sort of like wrong kind of shape from there. Okay, erase them back. Look carefully to those line works over here. You can start from the eyelash kind of line there. Okay. Look carefully on this line, okay, yeah, soft kind of line over like that, right? Okay. Don't draw the shapes of the eyelash. Okay, don't draw the shapes of the eyelash there, right? Look carefully to the whole shapes of those eyes here. Right? Okay, work on it. What you saw basically in the to this side there, okay, basically is a pupil there with the reflections there, right? If you take a look carefully, okay, this is the reflections, okay? The pupil basically, right, okay? They got until the right side basically, okay? That's basically the pupil shapes there. It's not that side there, okay? This is small shapes from there, right, okay? Look carefully to the shape itself there, okay? Can you guys see my screen over here?
Yes.
All right. So when I draw basically the shapes of those eyes over here, see? Okay. Take a look there, right? Okay. So let's just say, okay, this is basically the eyes. This now that you draw there, right? The pupil, this is basically the highlight from the pupil there, right? All right. It's not basically right here only there, okay? The whole thing is basically a pupil there, okay? And the iris at the same time there, right? The pupil and the iris there. There's highlights over here, right? When you draw them, okay? The shapes of it. And the shapes of these eyes were basically came from, this is basically the eyeball there, right? The eyeballs there of the human eyes. Kind of like this big. Okay? Look carefully when you draw them there, okay? These are going to be basically those, what we call that, the vine, maybe those connections of those, what we call that, right? If you want to imagine more further, that's all right, okay? On those eyeballs there. Right, guys? So look carefully to the shapes itself, okay? If you take a look at my kind of what we call that drawings over here, all right? This one there, right? Take a look there, right, okay? Carefully when I draw things. Can you see the structures over here? Okay, how actually I define the shapes of the iris and the pupil at the same time with the highlight there, right? Right, look carefully on the line itself there, okay? So Clarissa and the rest of you guys, take a look how actually I combine and develop the kind of strokes at the same times. I actually control them and make a very solid and confident kind of lines over here. Okay, the lips itself when I draw them, right? So this is very nice kind of reference there, right? Okay, I really feel grateful I find this reference over here to give you guys those samples of work. Okay, from side profile is the most easiest way for us to study human kind of faces there. Okay. But I did not basically try to get it the whole thing. Her face looked like a Rihanna there, okay? Those kind of singers there, okay? Celebrities there. But I tried not to compromise too much on those kind of detailings there, but it looks naturally there, okay? Even though it doesn't look almost the same, but I didn't actually try too hard enough to work on that. But if you check, look here, even though it's not finished, all things looks naturally have been done to develop that kind of stroke there. I combining basically the ink brushes and the sketch pen, sketch pencil kind of before that drawing at the same time here. Okay? And the thing is, try to get a very steady confidence kind of drawings, kind of line and strokes while we draw this kind of what we got projects already to improve basically your kind of drawing skills. All right. Wei Jing, can you see there? What are your mistakes just now when you draw them?
Yeah.
All right, improve from there, right? Okay, Wei Jing, okay, can I see that more there, right? All right, good. How actually control the pressures, okay, on those sketch line, on those shadings there. Good there, okay. Don't basically write shadings too much first. Try to get the core shadows and also the halftone shadows, okay, while you actually write paint basically the shadings there, right? Do some circle kind of movements at the same time, is that right? Try to feel the pressures when you control them at the same times. Okay, it's a nice kind of process there, okay? We can see there, okay? You start to develop the kind of feel there to work on that. You get that right. That's good there, right? Okay, reaching. Try to construct basically the ear kind of what we call it shapes there, using those kind of brushes there, right? Draw the strokes there, okay, for those ears there. The outside kind of strokes there, right? Remember, guys, okay, don't draw too fast there. When you move the strokes and release the shapes there, and release this kind of strokes at the same time there, okay? Maybe you can reduce a bit kind of size of those brushes there into 10, 9, or 8 there, okay? Yes. But press a little bit there, okay? As you actually go on strokes on that. You can press a little bit there, okay? Try to get the quality of line all together there while you draw them. Quality of line there, right? Okay? The quality of line from those strokes there, right? Level of thin and thickness, okay? To give basically those kind of what we call that, the feels, okay? The depths there, okay? On your line at the same times. Okay, don't forget to save your files. Don't forget to save your files, okay, while you draw them. So you don't want to basically, right, okay, suddenly those files are going to be all that crash or whatever, okay, from your computers here. Okay, improve more on your eyes there later on there, Wei Chin. Okay, Jan Wei there, okay, so Wei there, right. Improve more on your eyes there. It doesn't look fine, okay, those pupil. Still wrong already, pupil there. Can you look carefully how I actually draw those pupil?
Later I'll go and refine the pupil because now it's quite blurry and it's quite hard to draw.
Yeah. Can you zoom out a little bit, okay? Zoom out first. Okay. The more zoom out, okay. Basically, the format of what you're using right now is landscape, there, right?
Yes.
You could use portrait, there, right? But it's okay. Work on that. Continue then. Later on, you can change. Better for you to zoom in there, okay, when you draw those kind of strokes there. While basically you draw them, don't trace them, right? Right now you trace those outline there.
Yeah.
You don't draw them, right? Okay, what do I mean by not tracing them there? Okay, take a look at my kind of drawings over here. Okay, while I draw them, right? Okay, take a look over here. You guys can see my screen there, right? I'm using pencil brushes right now. You see that? Right, draw the strokes over here. Okay, then I'm etching a little bit there, right? See there, right? I'm etching them. We can apply also this kind of methods that to draw. You see that, right? Regine?
Yeah.
Yes. Now basically I draw the leaves there, okay? Just now Clarissa actually, right? But I'm using different reference there, guys, okay, to work with that. There. I draw basically different kind of strokes over here there, okay? From the shadows that I saw there, right? Okay? I use this what we call that, this kind of shadings there, okay? To develop basically some strokes from this reference there, some etching kind of strokes there, okay, at the same time there. It works with that. Right, the eyes itself, okay, can you see okay, the eyes? I didn't actually copy the whole things there, but what I do basically, I try to improvise the shapes that I draw. You see? There. Draw basically some back and forth kind of movements of my kind of what we call that eyelash from there. I can actually draw basically some structures, some cross etching kind of line like this there, okay? And start to draw basically those kind of eyebrows there, see? The size of my kind of strokes is around 5%, okay, but can you see I control them, right? And pressures, and let it naturally work for the whole drawings, okay? You see it, guys? The line work that I produce right now, I can actually increase a bit more further on the strokes over on the shadings over here to give basically some room, all right, to basically to portray basically those trail here, there, right? Okay. You see how I actually control them naturally when you move there, right? This is what we call drawings there, guys, rather than those tracings there. When you try to apply the whole things, okay, by drawing the line only, but not basically learn to practice your kind of hands when you draw that, like this one directly. You will find yourself a bit more like you just tracing the whole things, but you don't actually benefit from those kind of movements of your hand when you draw that. Right now, I'm going to change the size. Okay, it's too much basically, right? Okay, of those kind of brushes. Make sure that I can actually draw basically the hand. Okay, when I draw those hairline there, basically, guys, the strokes, the textures there, right? Okay, I let it naturally develop those kind of shadows there, okay, and shades there, right? Okay, back and forth using the shadows kind of line works, all textures that I saw from this reference. You see, I can change the size back again to 5 pointer, okay, to develop it more kind of what we call that kind of detailings there, okay, on the hairline itself. See, it will came naturally there, guys. Okay, to work on that. Okay, that's how it goes there. The ears itself, okay, when I draw them, can you see that? Okay, John Ray. Okay, you just now you did well over here. Now basically I draw basically those kind of line works, even though it's not that quite very accurate, okay, for my drawings over here, but I can actually live with that. That's a bit more on the shadings over here, right? Okay, a bit more from here, okay. Now start by putting on the shadings on those head, okay. Change a little bit the size. But not too much, okay, on shadings, those kind of tone, because we can actually improvise the line, okay, according to those structures of those strokes there. I don't want to make messy a bit, okay, on those shadings there, because I don't want to make a bit more dark kind of tone, because I know basically right here, if I want to change into white colors, okay, to get some highlight there, okay, I still can do it there, guys. Okay? You can actually even use ultimate ink brushes, change the size, and develop basically that kind of strokes for those. See the highlight there of those hair. You see that? I'm using basically one of the what we call that techniques, okay, that we're using Conte charcoals, okay, for this illustration there. Of course, okay, when you actually close these pictures there, you cannot see, because why? Because we're using white colors there, right? But it will be helpful and also increase more what we call that detailings, while you change basically the background into gray tone there, right? See, when you use gray tones, easy for you to see those kind of white color that we developed right here. It became a highlight for those hair. This is one of the way basically you guys can actually improvise basically your kind of illustrations, kind of presentations there. Now basically I'm using ink and pen directing brushes to develop it kind of detailing for my hairline there, right? See, guys? So mix them up, okay? I let basically my kind of what we call the drawings came naturally. Okay? Naturally it works on that, okay? This part basically there, okay? What we can do, okay? Of course, there is a highlights over here that we can use later on, okay? What I can do, okay? Even though I can pick some colors over here, but I don't want to use them. So right now, if I'm going to put basically the right thing, these images right here, the first, close this one, all right, put aside there, right, okay. Right now, what I can use here, there, right, okay, look closely there, right. My kind of soft brushes, reduce basically the opacities over here, adjust the size, right, start to, can you see there? Start to paint basically those kind of shadows there. Even though basically I'm using these layers there, right? But I can actually separate them later on there, right? Because they're not going to be combined all together there, right? You see guys, slowly, okay, Wei-Jin there, right? Genway there, okay, can you actually close your microphone? Because I felt like I'm actually in on the beach there, okay, nearby the sea there, okay. Thank you there. Right now, basically, can you see that, okay? We can actually form basically the shadow slowly there, okay? Why basically, okay, this thing happens here, okay? You off a little bit, right? Slowly blend it the shadows there. Okay. You guys, change the size. But the more basically you try to study, right, okay, all these kind of details, like I said, okay, they will come naturally there, okay, on your drawings. But right now, I didn't spend too much time to focus, okay. One area is that to shade there, okay. I can actually move around if I want to. And then later on, I can continue them back there, right? But I just want to show you guys basically how actually I gathered all this kind of information there first. And look carefully to those references while I draw them, right, okay. So from here, if I want to add, okay, highlight there, right, okay, on the tone, I can use them, guys, okay. So there's some highlights over here. That's the size a little bit. This kind of what we call that methods, you're going to bring over later on, okay, in your coloring methods in digital illustrations. One of the reasons I'm using basically those grayscale, because you can actually learn a bit more better on the developing those depth of fields on your kind of tone there, right? Before you add those kind of colors there. A lot of people, when they actually doesn't have this kind of strong kind of understanding, when they create basically some coloring methods and skills, okay, the whole thing becomes disastrous, okay, on their drawings. But they don't actually understand how to apply the warm and cool colors efficiently to their illustrations. Using grayscale to develop your kind of understandings will be more efficiently there, okay? Right. So you can actually do it more and more, okay? Just a bit more further right here. Blend a little bit. This part basically has the shadows there, okay? So we can actually apply it from here. So if you put your awareness, okay, when you draw, you will get basically, right, okay, those kind of things that you call perfections, right, okay, naturally. There's more from here there, okay, that you guys can learn, but take this one step at a time there, okay. It's the size, get the more kind of what we call that informations on those visuals there. We add those kind of details. I always refer to those references when I paint. To learn also those kind of what we call that things that we can actually write. Add as a part of those kind of what we call that form, actually apply on those structures there. Okay. Right? Softly there, okay? Soft brushes is one of the best brushes for any kind of beginners, even the professionals to work there. To control the pressures really well there, but not too much there. Some people basically doesn't actually have that ability to control on the tone. They become a bit kind of dirty and messy there, okay, on those tone itself, okay, when they try to apply here. Right, guys? That's how it goes there. Any questions there so far? All right, look nice there, okay? Those strokes there, okay? Janway. Anyone want to share screen? How about Onisha there? Onisha, you want to share screen, Onisha?
Yes, sir.
You want to share screen?
I think I did wrong.
Did wrong? It's good there, okay? If you make it wrong, we can see, okay, how actually we can actually improve from there. Right, the hairline's quite nice, okay, Janway? Right, practice a bit more further and further there, okay? And you actually can get more confidence when you draw them, okay? Even though these techniques you have to draw on top of the layers, say guys, don't worry there, okay? Not everyone are going to make a perfect drawings there until they develop the right kind of strokes. It's very good practice for the beginners to work on that. All right. Okay, Onisha, I want to share screen.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Janway, thank you very much there for sharing there. Okay, appreciate them. Right. Okay. So good works there, okay, Janway. Okay, even though in the first time you actually have that kind of mistakes, people make mistake. I always make mistake there. Okay, always there. Right. Okay. Sometimes people don't actually recognize there how it works there. How is it, Onisha? Okay. What happened to the nose there, right? Okay. I see the line works, but okay.
Is it okay, sir? I don't think so.
The line works can be improved a little bit more there, okay, because there has too much kind of strokes over there, okay. But for the beginners, okay, but remember there, okay, the lips. I did not combine the lips all together there, right? The eyes. Okay, draw properly the eyes back again. Zoom in there, okay.
Okay.
Okay, improve more on the nose line at the same time. Try to get a very consistent kind of line works and strokes, drawing strokes there, okay, for each part when you draw them. Now, eyes look different, nose look different kind of line, okay. You're not consistently basically applying the right kind of strokes over here, okay. And I saw some of the blue colors basically on those eyebrow at the same time there, right? All right, improve on the line strokes over here back again, right? Draw carefully back again on those eyes. If you're using those ink brushes, try to maintain them, okay? The nose line and strokes over there, okay?
So my Photoshop freeze again.
Oh, Photoshop freeze, okay, it's okay. Just save your files there first and then you open up back again, okay?
Okay, sir.
You still have time from there.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, from looking at your kind of drawings right now, I don't think that we should put on those quiz, okay, for today. Don't worry, sir, okay? I will test those kind of quiz later on for another week, sir. So I want to see how actually you guys working on the strokes there.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Well, you completely hang there. Right, anyone want to share screen? Anyone else? Anyone else want to share screen there? Right, basically, Onisha basically had a kind of hangover on those, what we call that, those her laptop or PC there, right? Okay, guys, take a look here. Right, this kind of line of works there, okay, from those turtlenecks there, okay. Let's just say I'm going to mix up around with the line, okay, because turtleneck is a separate kind of what we call that elements there from those skin there, okay. So what I can do, okay, I can use turtleneck kind of line strokes there, okay, using basically those, what we call that, different kind of brush line there, right? Can you see there, okay? I combining basically some of those contour line drawings basically, right? Contour line drawings with this kind of presentations over here. Okay, you see that I combine those kind of contour line drawings all together here. I didn't actually write body enough to draw those kind of what we call the textures that first. Try to gather those kind of informations when I draw them. Right, even though I try to gather those informations, but it doesn't look messy there, guys, okay, towards that. Okay, what are the things that I can do from here? Okay, one of the methods that I'm going to use, if I'm going to make the more speed of my times, I'm going to use lasso there, guys. Okay, why actually use lassos over here? Okay, you guys can see, right? Why actually use lassos over here? You guys can see my screen, right? Okay, still can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, but my lasso basically is not, it's a very rough kind of shapes over here, okay? What I can do, I can use the soft brushes back again. But this time, basically, I can actually press a bit more further on those brushes there. Okay, can you see right now, right? Okay. Take a look over here. I'm going to paint basically this areas there, see? But I'm going to leave some of the gradients over there, okay? And press a little bit. I know basically the highlight came from this side. Okay, this side, okay? This side as a highlight there, okay? But I'm going to redesign them a little bit. The shadow came from over here. Adjust basically the flows back again. I forgot to adjust, but luckily basically I control the pressures there, right? This part basically has a shadow tone a bit. And of course this part there, right? See? So what I can do next from here, okay, increase a little bit. Oh, the opacity is there. It's wider, okay? Opacity is there, right? So what I can do from here, there, guys, okay, the opacity I can change there, right? So I made that kind of wrong kind of move just now by not separating these areas there. So cut them back, paste right here. Then I'm going to reduce back the opacity so to see those kind of detailing there. Okay, this part basically, okay, I made a few number kind of wrongdoing kind of because I'm not actually check basically my kind of opacity or the layer, okay? But it's not going to be bad there, okay, from here. Because why? Because I didn't control too much basically on the shading just now there, right? Do some selections back again, okay? This part basically over here. So I can actually set back again those kind of selections using shift. Okay, there. Right, so what I can do from here, guys. This is kind of interesting there, right? Okay, I'm going to change the colors over there. Okay, adjust basically the tone, the flows. Now I'm going to use some reverse kind of methods to develop basically the tone. You see? Yeah. Okay. But adjust the size at the same time, guys. Okay, try to adjust the size there. Saw some of the light kind of tones over there. So every single tone there, okay, every single what we call that, the core shadows that you saw, they always have the light there, okay, appears from there. Slowly works on that. But that's not our major concern all the time, right? Okay, when we actually want to develop basically this kind of illustrations over here. So what I can actually do later on, I will try to add some suggestions line for the textures there, guys, okay? I'm not going to paint the whole thing to become a bit more kind of dark or textures there, okay, all the time, okay, what I can do from here. So I can actually do some suggestions line, okay? What are the suggestions line I can use from here to apply the texture, okay? But in illustrations kind of methods, okay? Even though we can actually adapt more, what we call that, strokes and line works over here, but I don't want to waste a lot of time there, guys, okay? I don't want to waste a lot of time to capture all this kind of detailings here. But I will draw some suggestions kind of line there, okay, only. Because our point right now is not try to make it, the things looks too much kind of details there. But when you see there, okay, when I actually try to get some suggestions kind of line over here, they will give a bit kind of textures there, okay, on my presentation, even though we're not actually finished those kind of areas there yet. Yeah. Okay, a bit kind of not too much details there. And what I can do mixed from here there, okay, I'm going to use, okay, I will try to use this pencil brush there, okay. See, I will draw basically some of the suggestions line there, right? Using strokes there, right? You cannot see basically from those reference there, but you can see the textures kind of line. What you can do, you try to draw some sort of like suggestions line over here. As illustrations is all about, made it basically those kind of drawings a bit more different than the actual, but they still look fine there, okay? Because I said, okay, we don't trace them. I didn't teach you guys to trace the whole thing there, but try to improvise based on your drawing skills. See? Suggestions line there. There's a few methods that we can use. We can actually develop a textures kind of what we call that transfers there, okay? But I don't want to go into that kind of deep there, okay? Because they're going to mix you guys a lot with what we call that, with a lot of technical kind of side, okay? Because you're going to mess around with it later on, okay? Normally, people will mess around a lot from there. So the best way for you guys to work, okay, at the moment, try to apply something that is really more important rather than basically study something that is not basically quite very important at the moment that you work on that, okay? Because applying basically your drawing stroke and line also, you still have that kind of difficulties right here there, okay? That's why I really put more focus from those kind of what we call that, develop your kind of drawing strokes that fits. From here basically, okay, I can actually write, make it a bit more fast kind of move, okay? More kind of fast of move over here to capture those kind of what we call the hairlines before we're going to add a bit kind of what we call that detailing, okay? Using white conte tone there, okay? Kind of tone, kind of colors there. Kind of what we call that line works there, right? Okay, from here, we can use basically ink brushes back again, right? Ink brushes. Adjust the size a little bit. but not too much. To gather all those kind of line works or informations of those visuals there. Because most of those highlight that you saw from here came from those white Conte kind of line there. Okay? Close these images there first. Try to see the movements basically on those lines there, right? Right now, basically, I try to improvise those kind of works, but still can acceptable. Okay, the look and feel can be acceptable, there, guys. Some people actually have that kind of worriness. Okay, oh, there's a lot of messy kind of line works over there. Okay, how actually I'm going to gather there? Okay, don't worry with the guys. Illustrators have that kind of ability to change there. The way they saw, but let it come naturally there. Okay, this picture basically is half of it. Okay, most people will actually draw them back according to those reference there. What I can do from here, okay, I will try to improvise a little bit there, right? According to my kind of understanding there. Now I'm using basically the contour line techniques to work on that, right? Hopefully can make it more natural kind of looks there. Even though I'm not going to be complete then, okay, but we have that kind of what we call that challenging moments is now basically I didn't actually use the right kind of formats that works. So I'm going to mix them around there, okay? The line works with my sketch kind of line there. So basically, if you saw basically what I do basically right now, I try to gather those informations and try to improvise them back. And my job is right now to use those kind of soft brushes. Okay, change the size a bit there, okay? And try to maintain basically right now using those flows because I want to blend with those kind of what we call that. With those kind of body and shapes there, okay, and shoulders there, but not too much, okay? I don't want to make it a little bit too dark, basically, there, okay? Until I can cover the whole areas of those body there, okay? I don't want to use there, okay? But I'm going to carefully blend, basically, okay? Blend basically on those kind of shadings there. Make a base color for those hair. A base colors for the hair there, okay? So from here, we'll mix them around with, let's just say, white colors of those ink brushes. So what I can do, the size a little bit, control basically those strokes. Close a little bit there to see basically the directions there, right? So the beauty of illustrations there basically, okay, if you actually can get the right kind of tones, they will give you more natural kind of looks there, right, okay, on your works there. And of course, when you say, okay, how are we going to play with imaginations there, so, okay, this is a part of it, but not too much there, okay. Try to get more natural kind of movements, okay, on the strokes at the same time, so, okay. You see, I try to basically to give basically the look and feel still look naturals, but there is a sketchy kind of movements on those strokes there at the same time. Right? You see, control the pressures, the guys that flows on that. What other thing that we can actually apply from there, okay, to cover basically some of the things were not basically perfectly been done from here, right? So go back into our background kind of elements there. Using those kind of brushes right now, I'm going to use these soft round pressure brushes. Okay. So there's a highlights over there. We can see directly the highlights over there. At the same time, there is a darker kind of tone there. So So what I can do is just this flows a bit, just the size. All right. You see how actually we present it, right? So from here, okay, what I can do, adjust a bit on the highlight a bit, in this part. Okay. So what are the things that, okay, the thing that I actually have shown you guys maybe before there, okay, using basically this hard ground pressure opacity. Okay, the flows have been changed. I'm going to draw basically those kind of loads effects there, right? Okay. Yeah. You can see basically the glows effects, the moments of those visuals that actually try to apply that, okay, they give a bit more kind of different kind of feels, okay, on these presentations over here. Right, just a bit on the tones over here, right? You can give a blur kind of effects, okay, on those kind of visuals on top of it there, right? You see here? Yeah. Okay. So that's it, guys, okay? So present it well, okay, and show basically your kind of understanding while you develop that kind of drawings there, okay? So one of the most important thing, okay, how you control and combine and strokes and speed up basically your kind of way of working in time there, okay? Not all the time, okay, but in time there, okay? How actually you're going to manage them there, okay? Further to develop your kind of understanding right here. So try to learn to speed up a bit more on your times, develop your skills, okay? This part basically have a very dark kind of tone there, okay? As I actually remembered, okay, from those reference, but not too much there. You still leave basically some gap there, okay, on the half tone and also some core shadows here. Okay, some core shadows there, right? This part basically, okay, you go more tone from there. Okay, what else there, right? This part basically has a tone a bit, but I'm still actually have the reflection slide. They actually paint from here. If you saw basically there's a white kind of header, okay, it came from here. It's quite very aesthetical kind of values that tone from there. What we call that effects from there, okay. So what I can actually try to work on it, I will use this kind of try to apply those kind of lines. See? You're going to give a nice kind of effects there. Some level of details there, okay, Clarissa. It doesn't mean, okay, the level of detail you're going to apply is not only from this side only there. So I'm going to apply some of the line work, some of the highlights over here, okay, to give a bit kind of touch, okay, on this kind of illustrations over here. This side also there is some highlight there, okay, that we can actually touch there. So right now, basically, I didn't actually focus too much on those kind of whether I can draw the whole thing exactly or not, but it will come naturally when we start to absorb all those kind of details there. But some of them, if I actually lazy enough to basically to draw all those kind of details, I will leave a little bit on my methods using this kind of contour line techniques again to blend it over with this kind of illustration at the same time there. In this side, basically, you can use soft brushes a little bit. The more basically you saw, okay, some of the things that you can actually adjust, okay, the whole things, the more that you can get those kind of presentation comes a bit more natural, okay. But learn, observe things basically carefully while you draw, okay, while you paint. Train your eyes to see things back again. Okay? To look all this kind of details here. We'll blend a little bit more there, okay, from there. Right. Okay, guys, any questions? Any questions, eh? Right. Can you see there, okay, guys? I try to basically, okay, to give you guys some of the informations visually, okay, how actually we can speed up our time, okay, to develop basically our skills here, okay. So when I'm not focusing too much on certain kind of non-important kind of detail while actually draw my subject matters, okay, but my eyes and hands always take look some of the important elements that we actually can develop from here. Okay, we can actually gather all these kind of informations, okay, carefully while basically we draw them, okay. But some of the areas that one of the most important areas or elements that we try to apply from here is always your kind of drawing technique, okay. If you're comparing basically the shadows that I made right now, okay, the shadows that I made right now there, okay, it is nothing there, guys, comparing to how actually I'm going to develop basically my solid kind of drawing strokes over here. Because this kind of drawing strokes that you try to develop, okay, from each exercise, each kind of drawings there, okay, they will test your kind of confidence later on when you try to sketch your kind of ideas. Roughly, okay, when you want to design some things that beyond portrait illustrations kind of style there. Okay, beyond this one there, okay, but this is basically the foundations that develop the strong kind of understanding there first. All right, looks, okay, if some of you, okay, it's just like tracing there, okay, try them, okay. I know that you have the hard time to trace there, right? Because I don't trace. I improve my drawing skill each time when I draw the subject matters there. Develop that kind of strokes there, okay. Take a look at how actually I move them either that I show you guys a bit kind of faster there, okay? Because I want you guys to feel basically that kind of energy while you draw them, right? That's basically what I want you guys to feel. And you try to implement them at the same time. Try to implement them at the same time, right? Okay? Because not all people basically can actually adapt it in the first phase, okay? But if you keep on practicing, like I saw basically some of your friends, okay? Basically from group 1, group 5 just now, okay? There, so okay, this students there, right? She really had a hard time there, okay, when it comes to develop the kind of skills there. Okay, in the first place, but she keep on doing okay, controlling the works on that, and suddenly she find again. And another person also have that, okay, but still has slow kind of progress. But I saw basically he really try hard enough to work on that. So I asked him to draw and improve and practice every day there. Okay, hopefully we can see those kind of improvements. Okay, until those week 14. But when it comes to basically if you have your semester break there, okay, maybe 1 month there, okay, don't stop there, guys. Keep on practicing. Draw your friends, draw your siblings. If you have boyfriend or girlfriend, okay, or even your mom and dad, okay, just try to practice and draw them, okay. See the results, okay, and then show them. Don't show them basically the process, okay. Show them basically the results there, and let them actually write. Be a part of your kind of judge, okay, how far you can go from it. Even though you know basically, okay, there's more things from here that you have to practice and improve there, right? There's more there, okay? It's not complete yet. But this is basically the step, basically you can develop that kind of skills there. But you have to draw every day to improve your skills there. Not because you can achieve the perfections, okay? I did not achieve any perfection in these drawings there. But it looks presentable according to the methods and techniques that I apply. That's all. Okay, they look presentable there. Comparing to what you do right now and what I actually produce right here with a few minutes there, right? Try to compare them back, try to implement and follow and improvise at the same time. Okay? All right. If you don't have any questions there, all right, I'll leave you guys here for a while there, okay? So we actually are going to continue the work, okay? Please make sure you submit those works basically on time there, okay? And of course, keep on practicing. And next week, we're going to go through with our final kind of projects there, okay? Which is, you're going to find your own reference there. Okay, you're going to combine them. We're going to do some sort of compositions. And also we're going to learn a bit kind of thumbnails, sketch kind of ideas there, right? Drawings before we go into finalize our drawings, okay? In the final compositions and working into your final kind of illustrations there, right? Okay. So if you don't have any questions, thank you very much. We only use 3 brushes there, guys, right? So try to manage to develop basically those brushes carefully there, okay? Make a very consistent kind of what we call the presentations there between your brushes there, right? I mixed them up, but I made it into more harmonized, okay? Make the presentation look harmony there, okay? Like they blend together there, okay? They mixed up together there. They married each together there, okay? They have the very special kind of bond together with these 3 different kind of brushes there. Soft brushes, basically, all those family brushes almost the same, but the one that I actually use for the background, I'm using the very hard, soft pressure brushes there, okay, to make this kind of effects. Okay, try to experiment them, present it well. Then I see you guys and good luck, okay, for the next kind of submissions there. All right, thank you very much, guys, and good luck. Take care. Have a good kind of evenings at the same times, and take a good rest also there, okay, before you're going to continue to do some of your assignments works there, okay. So bye-bye. Anyone have any questions? Right, you guys can actually, okay, pass me on WhatsApp there, okay. All right, guys. You guys still here?
So
Yes.
so
I'll show you the progress of the
Yeah,
one
okay.
that I sent you
Yeah.
on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp group there.
No, wait. I'm
Okay,
sharing
you
my
can
screen.
share the okay, right, if you want to.
This one. I shared.
Where is it? Have you shared your screen there, Janway?
Yes. Yes.
I can't see your screen.
Can you see?
Okay, here, there, right. Yeah.
Because it's still present.
This is the one that you actually sent it
Yeah,
over, right?
this one.
On WhatsApp, right? Can you
That
zoom
time
in a
was
little
only
bit?
line. Now I put shadow and all.
Okay. Well, looks right. Okay, look nice here. Okay. There's a lot of improvement from here. Okay. Of course, can be improved more
So
further.
the
Okay,
shape.
especially on the line of the nose. Right, line on the nose there. Right. Okay. Some shadings and also some detailing on the eyes. Right. I think the eyes is too details there, but it's a good start from there. But if you take a look at the eyebrow, basically it's a bit kind of the eyelash from those. I don't think that
Oh
you
yeah,
have
I know.
to apply the below those eyelash, right? Okay, because it look weird a little bit from there. If you're comparing to those reference, the eyelash, right? Okay, on the eyes, on the below the right, okay, I think you can actually write either you erase them and try to add some shading first, and then try to see whether you need to apply those eyelash or not, right? Okay, on that particular kind of strokes there, right? Okay. Sometimes we don't have to. But it came a bit kind of weird, okay, when you draw those eyelash at the bottoms over there. All right, it's a good start basically. Right, to work on that. Try to complete with the background at the same time, okay. Try to apply this the method that I showed, okay. I think the hair can be add a bit kind of detailing on the strokes there, okay, on the shades and the strokes there, right. But so far, basically, it's a good start there, okay, Yanwei. We try to maintain basically, right, okay, and also improvise and improve more further later on, okay?
Okay.
All right, Janway?
Okay, sir. Yes.
Okay, good, all right, okay. All right, anyone else?
So, can I
Yes.
share my screen?
Only share it, right?
So just now you mentioned that.
You said it right.
No, I'm Clarissa. So just now you mentioned that the line I'm doing is like tracing. So I redo again. I'm not sure if it's right.
Okay.
I just want to let you
Okay,
see.
share it right.
Yeah. Is this still tracing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
sir.
good there, okay? It's look more confidence there, okay, on the drawing strokes over there. Right.
But it's still tracing, right?
But it looks a bit more natural, okay, on the stroke itself when you draw them. Right, especially on the hairline there, right? Try to
Okay.
improve a bit more further, okay? Draw a bit more there, okay? And try to be more natural when you draw basically the strokes. And it doesn't look like a tracings anymore there, okay? When you draw them.
Okay.
But because you
Thank
can
you,
draw,
sir.
you also can draw very sorry, okay? You can draw basically, okay? You just need to develop those kind of confidence back again and try to develop more natural kind of movements, okay? Each time when you change basically the subject matter. Sometimes when we change subject matters, we kind of find like a bit kind of we cannot actually apply the same kind of confidence when we change them. We always find this kind of reference is quite difficult there, or a bit kind of difference of the complexity there. Okay, then you felt a bit kind of worried back again, and you cannot find the right kind of tune there. But that's basically natural kind of thing happens there. Okay, in everyone there. Okay, but if you look every elements that you're going to draw, subject matter that you draw, each subject, okay, is a part of those elements of design only there. You're going to apply all this principle back again. You don't have to worry about whether you're going to change basically your strokes or your styles or your methods, okay, whatever that you're going to apply, they will become naturally been done, or you can solve some of the problem, okay, because this is the thing that happens also to me basically before, okay. Let's just say if I want to draw buildings there, for example, or if I want to draw robots there, for example, or cars, okay, I cannot find out, okay, can I actually apply the same kind of methods or not, okay. So I begin to digest or try to process basically, okay, maybe I would need to develop different kind of strokes there, okay, and then worriedness that happens from there will give me less confidence, and I have to go through back again all over again, okay, with struggling with this kind of right kind of stroke from there. But basically the same there, okay, you can actually apply the same kind of methods, but you can actually adjust a little bit further based on the shapes of it, right? Okay? But it has to be practice along the way there, guys, okay. All right, Clarissa.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome there, right. Onisha, how is it, Onisha? Is it okay? Your computer's there?
Now only it's okay, sir.
Okay, improve more on the drawing line and stroke there, okay? You saw basically how actually we did there, okay? The rest of the guys also there, okay? Please learn from there, guys. And from time to time, okay, be patient and passionate with your kind of developments there. Okay? So thank you very much. Have a good evening at the same times. And all the best. Take care of yourself also there, okay? I see you guys around next week. All right? Have a good evening, guys. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome there, guys. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Welcome there, guys. Bye.